Hello and welcome to this Food Law Update. It's Tuesday the 4th of June 2024 and my name's Andy Bowles and I'm a food lawyer. Just basically going to update you on a letter that's been sent out by the Food Standards Agency to importers of food into Great Britain. What the Food Standards Agency have said in this letter is that they're aware of a number of products that are not being formulated for the GB market. In other words, importers have been bringing in sometimes well-known brand names, but they were never destined for the GB market and so therefore don't comply with our legal requirements. So things like not having appropriate allergen labelling, things that the ingredients that haven't been approved for use within Great Britain, or it might be ingredients or additives that are included at excess levels than permitted by GB law. Often these products are intended for maybe the US market or maybe for West African market like Nigeria, but they found their way into Great Britain and been identified at some of the ports of entry as being non-compliant. Because this is something that's been a recurring issue, the Food Standards Agency have found it necessary, to write out. Now, what sort of products are we talking about? Well, for example, there's been some well-known brands like Mountain Dew, for example, drinks containing brominated vegetable oil. We've got things like products like Fanta, for example. It's not intended, again, for the GB market, but containing non-compliant additives, in particular high levels of what's known as the Southampton colours, so sunset yellow, for example, or Allura red. In the Fanta, I think it's the sunset yellow that's been the issue. Now, these are perfectly lawful for sale on the US market, on the Nigerian market, but are not acceptable on the GB market because there is a mandatory warning required that if you're using one of the Southampton colours in a product, it should say it may have an adverse effect on the activity and attention in children. So there are some products being placed on the market, again, things like Calypso lemonade, for example, where the colours, the Southampton colours, are not actually authorised for in that type of food. We have things like bakery products containing bleached white flour, which is not permitted in Great Britain. Some of these are things like, again, well-known names like Pop-Tarts, for example. We also have a whole range of things that they list out: Ho-Hos and Twinkies and Ding Dongs, Betty Crocker coffee cake mix, that sort of thing, which again is intended for non-GB markets and have been imported from outside the EU. Now, I've put a link to the letter from the Food Standards Agency, so if it does affect you, then you might want to go and have a look at that. But it should be made aware that local authorities, enforcement officers have been made aware of this particular issue and no doubt will be looking out for certain products when they're actually placed on the market. Yeah, there's a quick short update. Hopefully join me on the next one.